Simply means that you escape a situation with your life, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're okay or that you'll ever be the same. Number 13. An angry elephant blocks the path of a safari jeep to keep them from going any deeper into its territory. The animal is giving a clear warning to turn around.
A situation like this, if you turn and run, 90% of the time he's gonna run after you. So.
But they think they can persuade it to do otherwise. I think most people would heed the warning of a wild animal, but according to their tour guide, the only way to survive this situation is to stand firm. The driver does the unthinkable and actually moves forward, which makes the elephant back up and flap its ears with surprise, but it's not giving up yet. Soon it gives a charge of its own and a warning cry. To counter this, the safari guide turns the engine off and on to startle the animal.
I think you should just sit down.
Of course, this means staring down the elephant with no power to the vehicle. During these moments, they are extremely vulnerable. If the elephant charges, there's absolutely nothing for them to do. Fortunately, their strategy works and the elephant eventually relents, standing to the side of the road and letting them pass. Opposite way, and he barely misses the caboose of the original train by a few seconds at the most. Slowly, he gets to his feet and the video ends. Number 10. This video was taken at a famous car race in France called the Citroën Rally. A police officer is keeping the peace when he makes the mistake of not looking both ways before crossing the road. His carelessness nearly gets him annihilated when one of the contestants comes rushing around the bend. The officer puts his arms out at the last second, but this would have done absolutely nothing to save him. That papery smacking sound you hear is the back of his vest actually making contact with the car. Amazingly, the police officer brushes off the event like it's no big deal, and the crowd barely has a reaction either. Maybe they've grown accustomed to close calls. Number 9. This scary restaurant video was captured in a bar in Singapore late at night. First, a stool falls over, which I guess could just be a string, but their reaction seems realistic as they all question how this could happen. The entire time, none of them realize that they are being watched by the faint outline of a woman who does not move or make a noise. Maybe it's just me, but it almost looks like this woman's feet are off the ground, and she is suspended in the air. Number 8. This leaked aerial footage was taken in late 2006. A formation of Italian fighter jets returned to base after conducting some training exercises when one of them, the one shown here, notices a thick black cloud fast approaching and only has moments to react.
Dov'è? Oh, sta passando la palla in mezzo a noi.
He performs an emergency maneuver and barely avoids a commercial airliner full of civilian passengers at the last possible second. Thankfully, his training kicked in because the much larger jetliner could not have changed its course. Look again and you'll see they come close enough to almost clip wings. If they had collided, no one would have survived. Number 7.
Be interesting to see where he ends up this season with the Twins. Oh, man!
An international baseball game between China and Australia goes wrong when the batter loses his grip and sends his bat flying into the crowd. The camera zooms in and you expect to find someone badly in need of medical attention, but instead a man triumphantly raises the bat over his head.
That bat flew right... How did it get through the netting?
Somehow, the bat flies perfectly through one of the small squares of the black safety net and slips into his hands. It's a 1 in a million shot, but that's not all. You probably didn't see this at first, and neither did I, but one row down and 3 seats over is a man holding his small sleeping child, a child who came very close to never waking up. Number 6. This giant moving vat is supposed to pour molten steel into a receiving chamber, where it can be cooled and molded. This receiving must already be full though, because the red-hot liquid quickly boils over, and the intense heat causes a huge chain reaction. Liquid steel now blankets the floor as the vat continues to do its automated job, sending more of the lava-like substance spraying everywhere. At 5 minutes and 40 seconds, you can see two scared factory workers emerge from their hiding spot around the corner, where they must have been the entire time. They are extremely lucky to be alive. One whiff of the toxic steam would be enough to singe their lungs. Number 5. This plane is heading to Jamaica when a much smaller object zooms by at an equal rate of speed, if not faster. It's hard to tell what this fast-moving sighting could possibly be, but I doubt it's another plane off in the distance, because air control makes sure that the planes always fly far away from each other, and usually at different altitudes. Whatever this is, if it had made contact with the plane while traveling at such a high rate of speed, I'm almost positive no one would have survived. Give me your best guess as to what you think this was. I will say that I have found other similar videos taken by YouTubers flying over Jamaica, so maybe there is something strange, mysterious, and unsolved about the airspace over that region in general. Number 4. This leaked video comes from the Kaluzhsky Airport in Russia. One of the planes loses all stability and wobbles unsteadily, trying its best to navigate a safe path through heavy air currents. The pilot continues to wrestle with the controls, which are becoming more unstable by the minute, and I think I see a small fire under the wheel. If he misses the runway here, there's no circling around for a second chance. The wings dip unevenly as the plane disappears behind the tree line. No one can see what is happening and they listen for the worst. A short while later, the plane miraculously emerges from behind the trees and touches down. The passengers get to live another day. Number 3. A college football team almost gets taken out after winning the Sugar Bowl on television. They all storm the stage and start celebrating a little too hard. The center stage dips and threatens to split in half, so the team hustles off stage as quickly as they came. At the 22-second mark, you can see one of the stage technicians keeping the desk steady, and then they quickly cut to commercial break. The commentator's desk is extremely heavy and would have tipped right on the team as they fell backwards. Number 2. Two safari hunters kneel over the remains of a wild lion, each too busy posing to notice another member of the pride has been following them this whole time.
Are you gonna work on? Oh, come on!
As they fiddle with the camera equipment, the silent surviving lion sizes them up without a sound. It waits until they are too close to run and then pounces. Their tour guide lays on his horn to warn them, but it's far too late.
Hey, good stuff.
I'm not sure if this video is real because the lion doesn't make a sound even after it's been spotted. If this is a real video, then it's more like their final moments rather than a close call.